Monday. Apologies on any haze that you will see from this camera. I have a battery. I have the batteries for this one. Batteries don't last long. I don't know if we can get a half hour to use this one for this video feed. Power cable, I left it at home today, so not that quality is a thing, but it just doesn't get the haze from the LED lighting. So back to this, the broken FPC jack. Time to fix it. Hectic day during open hours, so we're doing this after hours style. A very hectic day at work. Mostly phone calls, believe it or not. This here, broken FPC jack, we're gonna refurbish a proper way instead of doing wedging pieces of plastic in. And then moving on over, we're gonna try and tackle this here, but we will get to that in a few. For now, let's proceed with the teardown on this. And I forget which stream I said about this, and I know I worked on it in one or two of the other live streams. But basically, for the keyboard connector, they had ripped the little flip thing off. Where is it? I'll stick that there. Basically this. I don't know if that is going to be visible. Where is it? That little black thing was ripped off, and the jack was actually broken on the one end. So we're going to refurb it properly, and not like this was a huge expense. We're talking $20, I think $28 counting shipping. Don't wedge pieces of plastic down in your connector for your keyboard or your power button, even your trackpad. Don't wedge plastic in there. It's not good. It don't work. So let's go ahead and start this. Did that come through? I bet it did. Traffic sounds. It's funny when you're when you're just normally working and you hear cars go by, you probably don't think much of it until you try to actually record something or do, like, say, like a live stream. And then that stuff seems to always come right through. You hear it loud and clear. Loud and clear, no issues. Can we move? Can we move this stuff? Is that one really on battery? Well, maybe that's why. Let's, where are we going to go from here? We can undo this. Do it like that. There we go. Now we're not going to die. Power is not going to give out at any moment. It should, let's see, where is the cord? Yeah, that's it. It's funny. Sometimes when you double check stuff for yet again, you're overthinking the whole situation. I must have plugged and unplugged that 3 times. I'm trying to get all this set up. 2%, alright. One more, and then we rotate it. That. How many here? 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, with any luck, yeah, here is the plastic actually. I don't know. Probably not going to see the brown one too good, but these are the pieces they use to hold the keyboard in. And I mean, I guess it worked because the keyboard worked partially, but it didn't work enough, and that was the initial reason. Other than tech support calling, I mean, that's the real reason it's here. Tech support called, and they let them onto it. And on top of that, when working on this, the keyboard was not fully functioning. So diving further into it, and I see why now. Yeah. I have not confirmed with the people that it is indeed a refurb machine or something they bought used online, or even around here. I don't know. And I just it's a real common occurrence that keeps happening of these computers coming in, and I've brought this up multiple times. If people tune out, so be it. But these printed product keys like this, and that's not a common thing. I mean, it's starting to become a real common thing. I think, I'm gonna say in the past 2 to 3 months, I've seen up to 7, 8 of them now. The number was at 5 or 6, but now it's up to 8. So is it somewhere online that's doing it, like local, or are they Craigslist computers? I don't know. Not the way to do things, though. Definitely not the way to. Okay. Let's get that out of there. Undo that. See, after hours aren't they're fun, but they're not as fun because there's nobody else here to converse with. Let's adjust this while we're at it. Okay, we'll go to the right side for a little bit. And should be good. Let's try it. Nobody here to converse with, nobody here to bounce things off of. And if, for not trying, you know, obviously, if you are a content creator, or you do any type of live streaming, or, you know, content creation, uploading videos, audio creation with podcasts or whatever, you don't want to have your stuff taken down because of a copyright strike, copyright claim. Somebody claims that you're using their stuff without permission. Yeah, not. Oh, dummy. I guess if you take all the screws out, then you should have no issue in opening it up. Okay. Put it there. Onto, yeah, we'll do it that way, the motherboard. Anyone that sees these happens to tune in. I am seeking somebody that can, how do I want to say this, can play piano, keyboard, synthesizer, anything with keys. Anybody that can play a piano. I was going to send you a message, Matt Greer. I don't know if you watch these streams, but I enjoyed your show last night. If I had more than 2 thumbs, you would get more than 2 thumbs up on that one. Very enjoyable experience. Not what I expected to be doing around midnight till about 12:20, 12:30 on a Sunday evening, going into Monday, but still very enjoyable nonetheless. So thank you for playing, and some pretty rave reviews from everybody else that was there. Some family, friends. I don't know who all was there. I'm not familiar with the family. Still enjoyable. Anybody that did not see his live show after, I think he said he went to see Elton John, you guys missed out. If he comes on again and you see him, check him out. Good stuff. But anyhow, I'm looking for somebody to write music with a piano, keyboard, synthesizer, something of the sort, something with keys. I need some music for the live show that Tim, Aaron, and myself do on Sundays. I would like to get either an original song or a remix, a redo of another song. I do want to license the other song, the song in question. That would be cool too. Like the song that I'm seeking to get written, I would like it based off of or inspired by the song that I'm trying to license. Unfortunately, contacting I don't want to say a long dead or defunct music label, but when it's changed names and caretakers, it's hard to, you know, a company changes who the owner is or whatnot, or any format changes. It's usually hard to contact those people. But I'm still trying in hopes to license a song for the podcast. In the meantime, I could cover that song or pay somebody to do it. So that's what I'm doing. I want to get a remix of said song. So anybody that can play piano, please contact me. Facebook, through YouTube, Facebook, any of my social media. I don't know how to play a piano. I wish I did. I think it would be neat. Not enough time to commit to trying to learn though, so I'm going to do what I know how to do, which is this. Alright, can we extract this thing yet? Alright, we do have that. What is holding it in? Yeah, I hate these connectors. Webcam and display connector. What is that, EDP? Either display port or something else of the sort. And then tape. Where are you, SATA? Yes, onboard laptop SATA. And what else is holding you? DC jack. Alright. Being this a motherboard swap, there's a few things. Anytime you take something like this upon yourself, you need to, that would be that one. Where does that go? Goes there. Okay. Well, it doesn't seem like that's gonna want to stay there, but I guess we'll try it. Try anything once. If it fails, we'll find the other way to do it. Everything is lining up. When you are swapping a motherboard out, you obviously got to change some stuff over. Common sense, but I guess for anybody that doesn't do this, you're gonna want to change your RAM. In this case, motherboard swap, we do need our heatsink and vapor chamber, if that's what it's called. Can't remember right now. And the hold down for mounting that. And then we will take a look at anything else. It looks like we have our heatsink on the north bridge, south bridge, processor, north bridge. We don't need a battery. We do have a battery in this one. I don't know what the mark's for. Is it a refurb? Who knows? But this is supposedly a new board pulled from a new system that was broken. What leads me to question is, if it was new, then how, if it's new, well, new isn't pulled from another system. eBay's descriptions are not as fine-tuned as one would think. New pulled from working system, so they're not calling it used, which indeed I would say it's used if it was pulled from a working laptop that had another problem. Or maybe not. Maybe it was new and just sent back. Who knows? Alright, let's get thermal compound, swap this over. Do we have enough there? We might. When applying thermal compound, you do not need a lot. There is literally millimeter or less of space between usually the heatsink or the vapor chamber this copper tube that runs over to the conductive pad, or conductive piece of metal that transfers the heat off of the processor. There is little to no space there. So you do not need much in way of thermal compound. Too much can be a bad thing, and not enough can also be a bad thing. Your processor is going to run hotter, less efficiently, and last even less longer than it should. Now that being that this was probably in a refurb PC, I'm going to say more than likely I think somebody else did that, and that's too much in my opinion. Oh, camera froze. Camera down. We'll go to the right cam. Oh, always fun when this happens. Where is it? Activate, and we're back. Okay. I think that's too much. Too much thermal compound on there, being that it is dried out and has some gaps in it. So, I don't know if it's going to focus there for you or not. Probably not. But there's gaps in it. Too much due to how much it's spread out. Or that could be right from the manufacturer and this was worked on previously and this got broken by whoever was working on it. I don't know. I still think manufacturers put too much on, and I don't know, is it a ploy to try and keep it cooler if there's too much? I don't think it works that way. I don't believe it works that way from what I know about it. But manufacturers always seem to put too much on, and the stuff that the manufacturer uses, you think it would be better, but it's not. Whenever that stuff dries, it's like hard like a rock. You got to chisel it off and basically use some kind of tool. I mean, alcohol will soften it over time. You can heat it up and scrape it off. But once it's so dry, I've never had any luck getting it off with heat. Too much though. So, moving on. Oh, yeah, before we even spread that out, let's see what we can do about getting this stuff off of there. Alcohol and Q-tips. Let's try this route. So, first time I've ever ran 2 GoPros for the live stream here. It is, I don't know how well it's working out because this is one GoPro. This is the same view, it's just zoomed in. Don't be fooled. That is not 2 cameras, that's one camera. And then this is, like I said, is typically my Panasonic G85. Once again, thank you, Joe. Excellent camera. I love this camera. Normally this is sitting right, right there where you're seeing me through that GoPro. Power cords at home. So I never actually had 2 GoPros up and running at once for this. I think I prefer that one, honestly. I do prefer that for facing this way because it's not affected by the LED lights as much. But yeah, 2 cameras, and then also we got the right side, which is just a webcam. Anybody interested in or that's tried live streaming with multiple cameras? I'm not a pro. So if you have any questions, just ask, me or Tim. Tim helped me figure out quite a bit of it, actually. Aaron is a recent development for the podcast. He was on as a guest originally months ago. But yeah, we have our battles down here, and we still do continue to have them, just with little issues that crop up here and there. Basically, the main thing now is cameras freezing. That's like the main thing. Like I've had this setup today set up for a while, and this camera has, the Hero 4 has not froze once with these settings. But then on Sundays, when we have it set up for the podcast, and we try and set the Hero 4 up for, typically it is Tim's camera. It's on Tim on Sundays. It freezes, left, right, just every couple minutes it seems like it'll freeze, and then other days there's no issues. So I don't know. I don't think Heroes are GoPro Hero cameras. Any of them, 3 plus, 4, 560. I don't know. I don't think they're highly compatible with the Elgato cam links, which is what 2 of the cameras run through. So, but they do work. They work good until they freeze, and then you're like, you want to pull your hair out. So let's go back there. All right. All the old thermal compound is off. I could have let the alcohol evaporate, but we're trying to hurry through this little. I'm gonna go home, see the little man, the wife, the cats, the fish. I don't think Riley's home as of yet, but she will be soon. All right, we're gonna put a little bit on here. Wow, that is pretty thin. I don't think we're gonna put old and all the grease settled, so let's clean that back off. I don't trust that stuff. That is thin like water. That's basically just gonna run out. Yeah, it has separated a little bit. So let's go to a new tube or newer. Much better. Not like water, acting like normal thermal compound. Alright, there is a little bit, and that is probably just a hair too much, I would say, in my opinion. Don't need quite that much, but it's not going to kill it. It's not near as much as, and it's froze again. Oh my goodness. We're going to throw that camera. Throw it away. Oh, where is it? Above. Yeah, completely locked up. Let's try this. We're going to go to the defaults and activate it and see how long it keeps running. Go to the defaults instead of running custom settings. I bet it freezes even quicker. So that definitely not as much as that, but once it spreads out, that's going to be adequate to cover. Still though, I think it may be just a bit much, in my opinion. Sorry if I am wheezing. I've had a cold for like a week. And I hope it's not like, what are those, what is it when you get bad, like pneumonia or something? I don't think it's that. It's just a cold. My wife and son and daughter, yeah, I think my mom, we all had it. Or they all had it, and now I've had it. But I've had it like coming on a week. It's definitely getting better, but it's being very, very slow at going away. Alright, so that's back together. We have the processor covered, new thermal compound, RAM is in, we got a battery. Everything looks to be in order there. What came off? Was it dust? Dirt? Yeah, it's impossible. That's not even part of this. Nothing came off. Okay, we're good. Let's put this back in the case and see if this board does indeed work. Sadly, that's one of the things when swapping laptop motherboards. I guess you could Frankenstein it together, but you kind of just gotta reassemble it most of the way before you get to tell if does this thing work. Is it in working order? Did you just waste the last half hour to an hour of your time swapping this in? And then if somebody's waiting on a computer, even worse. Because then if it don't work, you gotta send it back and get another one. But I'm gonna have faith that this thing is gonna work great. We have that, we have those. Alright, all in. So far, so good. Let's reconnect our ribbon cables. 1 and 2. Then speaker. SPK. I was gonna say, what is SPK? Speaker. Alright. Let's go for the display connector and then the webcam. Okay, 1 and 2, that is in. Should go back together without issue. Wi-Fi card. Okay, in, and what are you doing? Are you trying to escape? Alright. Let me see here. Let's open this up. I never really try to monitor content or monitor the streams real time when working. I guess that is a thing that I could do. I don't know, I'm not good at, I can multitask working on stuff, but doing two entirely different things, like not even related. Yeah, not for me. And actually, I don't even know how to monitor. I guess I would have to pull it up on the desktop. Could I do it on the phone? Can you do it on the phone, people? I don't know this. I'm not a Facebook type person. When I have Facebook troubles, I go to my wife. She's the one that knows social media stuff. Okay, what's next? Cover. Ah, what a weird. I guess if that's how it works, that's how it works. What a weird way to do it, though. Okay, and that. Alright. Are you going to be a happy computer? Hopefully. Hopefully you will be. I guess, no, I don't think we're going to do that. Because their motherboard does work. If this one doesn't work, I was going to say possibly change the FPC keyboard connector, but no, I'm not up for that. I don't like soldering those. I know you can cover them in flux and just put some solder on there, like a blob of it, and then run right back and forth through the flux, spreading it out. But no, I do not like doing those type connectors. I need to find my arrow. I have one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was it? Okay, only 4? I'll take it. That's easy. What is that? Alright. Will that go? Indeed it will. Okay, down, down, and the last one. Alright, at this point, I'm going to say it's good. Let's... Oh, we got a computer up over here. Finally. Finally, what we've been waiting on. We're going to... plug in just the essential, which is power, trackpad, and keyboard. Alright, we got the power button, trackpad, keyboard after that, and we will get to test this thing. see what is the status of this motherboard. Did we get hooked? Did we get taken on eBay? Cheated, scammed, ripped. I don't think we did. We usually end up with good parts. Alright, not frozen. Keyboard, where, there it is. Alright, keyboard. Okay, so far so good. Plug it in and see what is the score. Well, oh, wait a minute. Guess we better actually plug it in. Okay. It does have a power light, so getting power, turning on. I don't want to give it a thumbs up yet, but it's looking hopeful. Alright, we still need to pull the keyboard screws internally, reinstall the keyboard, flip it over, and get the screws for the bottom. Now, let's go. Oh, that's right, yeah. Forgot. Let me switch over for a moment to, we'll go there for a moment so I can type this password. It's going to take it. Alright, I think I missed a character, is what the issue was there. Back to, okay, it is, yes, keyboard works. Keyboard works with all of the letters. Okay, I can't say all the letters yet. The letters that were not working for the password are now working. So, I'm going to call that partway successful. So far, we are going to test the rest of it. And if this was a refurb job, or if you are trying to refurbish a computer, and the difference between refurbish and remanufactured, manufacturers do the remanufacturing, refurbishing is done by like third-party shops, or there's little companies that do it. Is there a technical aspect to it? I don't know. Like I don't consider myself a refurbisher. I just I work on the stuff. But if you can do it, people do not, FPC connectors have little latches that lock stuff down. You can't wedge plastic in it, bend, and in this case, it had taken, in the shape, the ribbon cable went in for the keyboard basically, to sum it up. You had the slot with the locking thing was ripped off. So you ended up with metal pins, the bottom piece, the ribbon cable in, and then they wedged plastic in between the metal pins and the ribbon cable. Not a good method for holding your keyboard in, as was evident. Some of the keys did not work. So let's shut this one down so we can finish reassembling. In the meantime, we will move on over here. This clone actually worked finally. So we'll get this reassembly done very quickly. Alright, shut off. So we're going to slap it back together. And then move on to the cloning work. We're going to take this hard drive, mount it in a 2.5 to 3.5 hard drive adapter, and once we get it mounted up, we'll put it in the spot of the original. Nothing major there. So I knew a guy once that liked to use not a drill bit, but a screw gun when reassembling computers, whether it be desktop or laptop, and that, excuse me, that did not work out too good. That was a lot of stripped out screws, I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't hung out with him for a while or talked to him, but I don't know if he still does that. The a high torque electric drill screw gun, whatever you want to call it, a high torque gun. I think he had it on like the 1 setting, so it did run slower, but it still was on drill, so that you know when tightening screws that thing had some torque. And no wonder it would strip stuff out. Yeah. No, there's hand tools. In some situation, hand tools are better. Yes, they're not quicker, but you know what? They are definitely much better in some situations. I have 2 posts that I'm working on for the dtcomputers.online website. And there's the one on there about not a myth about laptop heat sinks getting clogged with dust and that. I have another one going up. It's going to be pictures concerning. And again, we're going to skip that camera. Honestly, we are. That camera's done for the day. It's not keeping up, not pulling its weight. We're gonna have to fire that guy. No, seriously, we are. He is not pulling his fair share. Okay, so issue 1. We got to fish our wire out of there before we go any further. How do we do that? Well, that is the bench. What if we do that? Is that going to kill the whole show? It shouldn't. But now we may be able to switch back. Maybe not. Nope. Okay. So, upon reassembling, this wire had gotten a little out of its way. It actually needs to come up over this metal part here. It needs to come up over, and right now it's running in underneath. So we're going to go ahead and unplug that and try and fish it in under there real quick. Hopefully this goes very well and I don't have to completely disassemble. Alright, let's move this ribbon cable out of the way and try and get our wire over here. I think we have too many screws in. I think we have to remove a few to pull that one. Thanks, GoPro Hero 3 White. You are... What was that show? What did our president do for a show? What was it? The Apprentice? You're fired. No, I don't need a hit TV show or any of that. I don't think you can actually fire a camera. Cameraman, yes. Camera, no. Can we get that out? No. Okay, so we got to undo what we did. One little wire. Thanks. But hey, that's people, isn't it? When you are even a little distracted with what you're doing, you're awake. Good deal. When people are even a little distracted with what they're doing, you can miss some stuff. So, got screws out. Ribbon cables are pulled. Let's open this up and move that wire, and we'll try the second time. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. We will do that. We're just going to feed it right through there. I know you can't see. My overhead cam is being a piece of junk. I thought about doing all webcams for the live stream. I don't. The problem you run into is you can only run so many of the same type camera from the system. If you're talking webcams, USB camera, you have to have each one on a separate bus, and it's not like you have 8 different USB buses on a computer. Usually you have 2 to maybe 3 or 4 with your front USB ports, if one's USB 3 and 2. And the quality of webcams aren't super great compared to other cameras. However, I don't think the webcams freeze as often, because I haven't. This guy here, this webcam that you're watching now, I had issues with that, so definitely highly considering moving over to webcams for all the cameras. Freezing camera is not desirable result. Not for me. Not for anybody. Okay, and the problem is what now? Nope, it definitely goes this way. Is that it? Did I get it? Yes, no, no, yes. Not yet. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. I think I am. I think I just did that for no reason. Because if there's space, and there is, yeah, dummy, okay. So I lied to everybody, and I'm doing something for the 3rd time now, while trying to do it while talking. Do I actually shut up and just do? Just do the job quick and shut up? Alright, let's get you where you go and plug you in now. I still think there's another problem there. What was previously plugged in is... Oh, okay. Alright, if you're going to be dumb like me, make sure your wire is indeed flipped the right way. And in my case, I don't think it is. No. Alright. Alright, people, I am having a serious issue trying to plug this speaker wire back in. Something is really failing here, or I'm just losing my brain. I'm here monkeying with this thing for no reason. Yeah. That is definitely 100% the right way, according to the key. Here, we'll go over that right now. If you have any doubts, if you're getting into doing this, that something does or doesn't plug in that way, I found the problem. We've got a bent pin, it looks like. Let me check it. Slightly bent pin. How much are we talking? Not much. So if you are trying to plug these in, and most of these connectors that plug in, not all, most, are keyed. I mean, I suppose some of the smaller ones are keyed as well, but they're too small for my old eyes to see. This one is definitely keyed. It's keyed on top, and that was the way I was trying to plug it in. However, when moving it, I believe I bent a pin slightly. If a connector is being difficult, don't force it. Do not force it. That's not going to get a good result. Stop and do this, check. So in the case here, yes, I bent a pin a little bit. We're going to bend it back over. Now that connector should plug in no problem now, hopefully. We'll just keep it all in, live on the air, making mistakes. Yes, right in, no pressure. No force had to be used, and it plugs right in once the pin was, and I'm talking a millimeter, just, you know, from one spot to another. Disaster. The plane flies on, the ship continues on its designated course. Thus far, nothing ruined. Alright, let's do this. Should have been done a bit ago, but you know, gotta fumble the job sometimes. No, that was not intentional. That was a legit screw up right there. So, I wouldn't say a screw up, oversight, whatever. We'll call it screw up. So, let's get this one. This one's usually a pain. Tops of these. I did say before that I never ran into the 14-inch version of these. I've worked on quite a few of the 15 and 17-inch version of this particular HP line, but not the 14s. This was the first 14 that I had the pleasure of working on. Okay, snap, snap, snap back together completely. There. Alright, good deal. I want to try and get the GoPro unfroze. Let's do that for a moment. Deactivate and then activate. It is horrible. I mean, let's see. Just for example, okay, Hero 4 is still working. And this one I just unfroze it. Literally just unfroze it. Let's see how long it lasts for, which means I may not catch it while I'm here working. I'm going to try and catch it by periodically looking at my monitor, which is here. That has the output of the stream in it. I can see what's going on there, but if I don't catch it right away, I will, hopefully before the stream is over. Okay, so almost back together. We'll go over to the clown and then I'm going home. After hours will be done. We'll get back at it another day. Hopefully tomorrow with something different, something interesting. I thought about it since last week. I have no explanation for the Acer All-in-One. The reset that I tried that said it failed, and then I kept going in to troubleshoot, and it was having issues. And eventually I just said continue on to Windows 10, and for whatever reason it made a complete liar out of me. Even though it said it failed, the reset did indeed work because it booted up like a new computer. So yeah, I've thought about that and thought about it. Have no explanation of how or why it said it failed and then actually worked. And then fought me along the way. Don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't know. I'm not gonna question it much further than that. 4, 5. Yep, one right there, and boom. Put the keyboard in. Alright. Almost. I can taste the freedom. Freedom from this machine. So close. Alright. Let's get the keyboard screws in. The rest for the bottom, and move on to the hard drive swap. Right, this does get this piece. And I'm going to say not, yeah, right like that is how it will go. They're missing, it froze again. Alright, we're done with that camera for the day. We are done with that camera for the day. I need another solution. I think webcam is going to fit the bill perfectly. They're missing, it's going to be kind of weird, they're missing a rubber foot for, has the cap. This one does not, but it has the piece that mounted the cap down. So keyboard screws in, go for the rest. I almost didn't do this today. Not that it was a down day, like I said, it was hectic, but just crazy stuff. I lost my phone. I dumped ice cream all over my backpack, you know, some of the camera gear, audio gear, a microphone, my bag for the tripods. Dumped ice cream all over that today, and lost the phone, and just, you know, one of them days where nothing went right, but we finally got something going right. So it is a good day after all. Even after the negatives, we ended with a positive, so I'm going to give it a rave 2 thumbs up and say yes. One success is good enough for today. It's Monday. It's the start of the week. Alright, battery. Locked. Battery's in. Actually no, we're going to move it here for the time being because we need the room for the clone. So let's move you. Paperwork over here. Alright, we did shut down. Let's go ahead and unplug this and drain the power. I know. You belong with that. Okay, let's get the hard drive out and put our dock there. We can pull this SATA cable. Give me this so I can get the lockdown on. There we go. I love optiplexes. Just God, love the optiplexes for that very reason right there. Not completely toolless, but close. For most things, close. I guess all parts of a computer are important, but in this case, the main part, the motherboard and the heatsink and fan, those are what you need. Excuse me, need screws for. So we know that slides in, that's going to go there. We're going to want our hard drive that way. Ooh, this could be real bad. Do I have screws for one of these handy without having to seek them out for a while? And I do. We'll just throw all this mess here and work on getting them screws out. And they even match. Look at that. Even monkeys get lucky some days. Even monkeys get lucky some days. Okay. Clean up your junk. Alright. And back to that in a moment. I said it before. I can't state it enough. Anybody that's ever been interested in what do you want to call it? Tinkering. In tinkering or working on computers, go ahead and try. I mean, some of it's more complex. I don't know how to do everything, but you know, I was never really scared to try when working with this stuff. So yeah, don't be scared to try, or be afraid to try. Don't be afraid. It's these aspects of it, you're literally just turning tools. Now the other part, the learning how to fix problems and that's it's very possible to self-teach yourself, you know, or have friends, you know, if you got a friend that knows about it, have them show you something. Don't be afraid to try that either. I like it. It's the way the world's going. I don't see computers going away, short of an apocalypse or whatever, an extinction level event. But you know, extinction level stuff, we're not going to be here. We're not going to need computers. So yeah. But computers seem to not be going anywhere. Technology in general not going anywhere for a long time, only getting crazier and more advanced. So holding out and just never using one for your whole life, I don't see that that's a hill worth dying on or staying on. Some people do, but you know, and if that works for them, cool. And my dad, he was a non-computer guy. I don't think he'd ever touched a computer in his whole life. 83, almost 84 years old when he passed away, and he had never used a computer that I know of. I don't say never, as in never, like he never did. That I know of, he never did, and he made it just fine. So, I guess that is a hill that you can stand on in second thought. All right. Hard drive is in, 2.5 inch hard drive, 2.5 to 3.5 adapter into the sled for this particular Optiplex 7010 small form factor. Let's go ahead. We're going to pull that out just a little bit for right now. Make it worlds easier to plug in our power and data. SATA data, SATA power. Plugged in. Now we'll lock that sled back in and move this into place and lock it down. Okay. And there is room for another hard drive in these, actually. You get 3 SATA ports that I know of. Maybe there's another data connection somewhere on the board. Will it work for a hard drive? I don't know. I've never tested it that far, but there is a third SATA port if you would get a dual 2.5 inch to dual 2.5 to 3.5 adapter where it holds 2 hard drives stacked on top of each other. You very well could have like two spinny drive, conventional hard drives, or 2 SSDs, or even 3 if you want to rip out your ROM and use an optical bay to hard drive adapter. Still, Point remains the same. Optiplex, small form factor, 7010s. Not my ultimate favorite, but I like them because of the virtually toolless design, not completely. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll get the side cover for this guy. Maybe it's a girl, I don't know. Maybe. Where is it? What's the weather like out there? It's dark, cold and rainy. Yep, nothing new. Alright. And screwdriver, did I set it there? Sorry, I have a shake. I don't want, but it's dripping. It's sweating, the cup's sweating massively, so I don't want to drip water all over everything. Alright. Data power. Everything appears good. Let's see what the story is with this guy. And I think that's going to be good evening. Excuse me again, people. Okay. We got okay, and finally sound, Ethernet, display, mouse, keyboard, sound, and power. Stand it up, fire it up. You're gonna go? Yes? No? Alright. Yes, and it's booting. Wish I had a cam to show that. I guess I could wave around the hero, huh? Ooh, yeah. Did I shut it back off when it was indeed turning on? That was no good. Let's go back to this guy. Okay, Windows is on way. Let's well, how do we do this? We don't want to move the tripod. Let's wave around. We'll wave around the hero a little bit. I suppose we could do that. We do have a spinny on that screen, the Windows 10. Alright, job so far. So good, well done. Let's put you back. Alright. Crap beginning for a day. Rave thumbs up review for the end of the day. 2 successes so far. I'm going to try and find something different other than what I've already shown on here and talked about to do for tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Open hours got shifted to after hours today. Hectic phone calls, other stuff. Go check out the websites. As always, do the shelling. I guess I won't flash it on screen. Check out the websites, dtcomputers.online and antisocialexperience.com. There are links on both pages that will take you to the podcast that we do. I'm not going to go in depth on that. Tuesday live stream. I don't know, I'd like to schedule time. Unfortunately, I can't do that yet. Maybe something more concrete in the future. And back to our frozen cam. Thanks again, guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, everybody. Thank you for watching. And I will see you tomorrow.